can taste your words. I can taste your.
Welcome to the Easy Answer Podcast. I'm Brandy, plant-based chef.
And I'm Valentine, plant-based adjacent.
On this podcast, we explore thought-provoking conversations around food
and simple ways to stay healthy in this crazy world.
All right, so today on the Easy Answer Podcast, we are going to be talking about ways that you can move the heat from the kitchen into the bedroom. In our Valentine's Day episode of the Easy Answer Podcast. Hey, Vaughn, how are you today?
I love your intro. Move the heat from the kitchen into the bedroom.
Yeah, yes. Though you guys know I'm pretty much a cynic. So when the whole idea of Valentine's Day is just so like weird to me. Like I think we should be moving love into the bedroom regularly, not just on the 14th of February, because they did make that day up when they needed to sell more Christmas cards, like cards after Christmas. FYI.
I mean, think about it like this, Brandy. Do you object to Mother's Day and Father's Day?
A little.
See? We should have a day to appreciate our mother, and we should have a day to appreciate our father, and we should have a day that's like, it's all about love and the person that you love.
No, like I'm not against the appreciation. The whole like the commercialization behind it is what what challenges me.
So if your boyfriend buys you something for Valentine's Day,
I'm willing to receive, but I also would love to receive outside of just February the 14th.
That's true, but you're the one who said, and I'll never forget, if he bought me a ring, if he bought me a 3-carat ring, I would be like, I probably wouldn't take it because I think that he doesn't even know me. And I'm like,
very true.
I'm going to be so happy.
What am I doing with a 3-carat ring?
Wear it and be a happy Black girl out in these streets?
No. It would just literally be sitting on my dresser with like a fake one that I would wear in real life.
That's what most people do with most friends because of that reason. Mm-hmm. But people usually give flowers for Valentine's Day. So if he gave you flowers, would you feel that way?
Yeah, I would hope that they were like flowers that were interesting. Like I wouldn't want red roses. Like that just seems so boring to me.
I like red roses. We know the definition. Brady's gonna tell us what each flower means. I love flowers, so my man, you can give me flowers along with dark chocolate with almonds, preferably Godiva or Ritter Sport.
Mm-hmm. And if you could find one with a coconut almond blend instead of
oh my God, I'm such a happy Black girl out in you. That means you really know me. You really love me.
Yes. So yeah, flowers. I mean, red roses cool because they symbolize love and passion, and we know that that's what they're like kind of known for. There are different types of roses that people have. So according to proflowers.com, we kind of did a little bit of digging into the meaning of flowers. So white flowers,
roses specifically.
Yes, thank you. Roses. So white roses are for marriage and new beginnings, right? If you're dealing with a yellow rose, it's for friendship. But interestingly enough, it used to be for jealousy. Pink roses are for admiration and appreciation. And then the red rose is the love and passionate flower of the bunch. So, yeah, I mean, like the meaning behind the love.
It's crazy because I never thought of yellow as jealousy because you say green with envy,
Yeah.
There's no green roses. There's green hydrangeas, though.
Oh, mm-hmm. So green roses, I think I've seen them, but they must be fake. They must be like white ones that were dyed or something.
Yeah, and then they said they have rainbow roses, but we're not that highfalutin where I live. I've never seen rainbow roses, and they said it was just like for the exoticism of it,
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's probably like somebody figured out a special way to dye them,
versus that they grow that way.
Yeah, because they had. Okay, so when you talk about flowers, you're going to go down the array of colors. They have white, ivory, eggshell, right? Okay. Like bright red, bright yellow, but I never really see bright yellow roses. And they had the different, they went from orange to peach. They had, and it was like the pinks, the different pinks, hot pink, this pink, And so it's an array. There was an array of flowers, but I realized like, when you give certain things, the the symbolism behind it is also important too. So if someone gives you red roses, one, it is traditional to give red roses for Valentine's Day. That's what we think of Valentine's Day, right? It even said for Valentine's Day or to express your love. But two, what is the symbolism behind it? You know?
Yeah, I always actually research whatever I'm going to give somebody, a flower or like plants, for that very reason, because they like there is like traditional meanings behind those things.
Yeah, and I think that those things are important. Like even when they get married, like when you're married and they say like a year, you give this for a year, you give that for 2 years, you know?
Mhm.
Um, we are people who are research geeks. We like to research stuff, you know? Like what's the idea of Valentine's Day? I think that, the Saint Valentine was trying to make people happy and put people together in couples who found themselves to be sad or who didn't have anyone. That is a beautiful sentiment, you know?
Yeah, no, love
Everyone's
is beautiful. Like I'm not
Andy.
no, listen, I'm not anti-love. I love love.
I
Um,
love love. She's a Libra.
I
You
love
know she love love.
I struggle with the commercialization of love. You understand? I struggle with, you know, people breaking up with you before Valentine's Day so they don't have to buy you a gift and then getting back together with you after, just instead of just saying, listen, I'm not in a position to buy a gift this year. Let's just like, I don't know, make something meaningful versus expect something like that costs money.
I mean,
Like,
but you know the person you're with, like someone like you. People don't have to give you um roses. They'll be like, what if your boo was like, I went to this place in Brooklyn that had delicious vegan cake or pie, and I wanted you to have this.
that's
Friends
cool.
will be all about that life.
It's thoughtful. Or spices. Go to a spice shop. I'll be so excited.
What does that have to do with Valentine's Day?
But
Like,
see, love for me isn't expressed in that way. Love for me is like being like thoughtful and thinking about like a person and being like, oh, this person actually likes this. Like that's hence the reason I always say, if you give me, like you say, a 8-carat ring, I will look at you like you're crazy because you don't know me. You're just trying to like buy me, like force me into whatever your version of love is or what people believe love. Real love is understanding and knowing the person, not just doing what you think.
that's true. But force me in with an 8-carat ring, girl. This black girl will be very.
So I mean, before we transition into our guest question, well, like what's one thing that like gets you in the mood, so to say, when I don't know, you're trying to bring some romance into a relationship?
You mean like SCX?
Yeah, or yeah, or what leads up to it? Intimacy. It doesn't necessarily have to be sex, right?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a very I mean, I think it's sweet when people do romantic gestures like flowers and stuff and chocolate. I like stuff like that. Or someone cooks for you. That's really sweet. But the standard for women is different than the standard for men, you know? Like if a man buys himself lingerie, I'm gonna be like, who cares? Your body is not all that.
Hold on, this
You know what I'm
man
saying?
lingerie.
There's men like silk pajamas.
Got it. Got it.
Lingerie, and that you make the point exactly. Lingerie is for women to wear for other women or for other men, for men or women or whoever. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, men only wear is like all they have is what shorts and a robe, like
Mm-hmm.
because ain't nobody trying to like tripping off their bodies, And so I just think that like the standard is different for each person. Like if I want to do something for my significant other, then I don't really have to do anything. We'll just like put on lingerie and maybe cook something. But I'm not like a big cooker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like you.
Put some stuff on a plate. Like you don't have to. Yeah, I mean, like cooking doesn't always have to be like some big to do. It can be a nice construction of, like you said, dark chocolate, strawberries, almonds. It could be something fruit like
And good wine,
good
port.
wine. Yes. Oh, port is too sweet, but yeah, somewhere in the
Like I'm a happy black girl. Give me some port wine and some chocolate.
yeah. So
But you can. I think that And music definitely gets me in the mood. You
Yeah.
know.
Got it. Yeah. Cool. Well, listen, if you want to figure out some other ways to get into the mood or just some ways to improve your just overall like sexual and reproductive health, we have Dr. Simone Lord back on the Easy Answer podcast to talk to us about it. How are you, Dr. Simone?
Hi, I'm doing fine. Hi, Vaughn. How are you guys doing?
We're wonderful.
All
You look
right, you're
so
looking good.
great.
Cool. So, first off, tell us how we can get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, interestingly enough, we are reopening Mother Earth Juice Bar. We moved from Kew Gardens, and we are reopening on Valentine's Day for
Look
Black
at
History
that.
Month, though.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are located now at 115-42 Sutphin Boulevard, and that's in Jamaica, Queens. And you can get a hold of me Instagram, Dr. Simone underscore Lord, and also the website, motherearthjuice.com.
That
And on
sounds really good.
Facebook, I'm Lady Simone. So that's always welcome.
I'm gonna have to come to Queens to get my beet juice. You know I love beet juice.
Yes, yeah, you definitely got to come. I hope you can make it for Valentine's Day. Come by. We have some special surprises that day.
Beet juice.
Yeah, that's one of the special surprises.
I mean, because it's Valentine's Day,
It's
so it's red.
Valentine's Day.
Definitely. Yeah. But
Cool.
thank
So,
you for inviting me.
yeah, thanks for always. We always love to have you here, so you can give us some good insights, especially around holistic ways to just take care of yourself. So, if we're talking about like love, a lot of people struggle with the idea of getting in the mood, like not having sex, like having a sex drive. Can you talk about some number one, some things that may be causing that from just like a health perspective, and then some ways that we can tackle that with different foods, herbs, or teas?
Sure. So the first thing that comes to mind uh, for men is that they and women they may have diabetes. So if you're a male or female and you have diabetes, it's gonna impact your lovemaking.
Really?
Yeah, it's also gonna impact your drive. You know, um, so with women, diabetes also lowers the estrogen levels. So, and cancer does too. Maybe menopause. Also, right after childbirth, the estrogen levels drop. So these factors in females causes what's called a dry vagina, and it might be painful during sex. The sex drive will be low. Also, there will, a lot of fatigue where you don't really want to at all. You don't have much desire. So some of the things that women need to do to correct that, there's some simple herbs and oils like olive oil. You can use like a quarter cup of olive oil, and after you wash up, you then apply the olive oil liberally over your vagina, and let it just sit there, and then maybe after like maybe 5-10 minutes, you get up and you wash again. Um,
But
so that's
doesn't
one little
olive leaf
technique.
extract help with that too?
Which one?
Like you told us about olive leaf extract. Doesn't wouldn't that help with that?
Yeah, olive leaf tea is very good. It's antiviral, antibacterial. Specifically, we want to use the olive oil for the dryness,
Oh, okay.
dryness area.
Mhm.
Also, you can use coconut oil is really good, and we carry a homemade coconut oil. It's a big bottle. And this one, the way you use this one is the same way you would use the olive oil. So, you could put like a tablespoon, not so much of the coconut oil, but like a tablespoon, and you rub it over your vagina area and let it sit there for a while and feel nice and lubricated and stuff. And then you wash it off with warm water. You could also put some like 3 drops of tea tree oil in the coconut oil. So
That
that
sounds like
always,
it's too much. Like teacher oil is no joke when I put it on my scalp. Now I got to put it down there. That sounds like I'm doing too much, Dr. Lord. Like
it's
too
just
much
3 drops.
astringent going on down there.
Just 3 drops. That's it. You
Yeah.
don't need to
Or
use
dropping
a
like a
lot.
half a drop.
You really don't want to use too much. Like some people might try to use the whole bottle. No, you just use 3 drops and you use a carrier oil with it. So you got to put it, you could put it in the coconut oil is recommended. You put it in there, you know. Also, you could use like aloe vera. If you have the aloe tree at home, you can, cut out the leaf, cut out the gel from the leaf, and you could blend it in the blender, and you can take that and you can actually drink it. If you put some grapefruit in there, you could drink it, make a little drink, maybe put a little apple, but you can make a little drink with it. But you could also use the aloe vera gel, as you mix it up into like a pulp, you can put it a little bit on your vagina. And then this way it just kind of calms it down a little bit. The aloe vera is really good for skin problems, and so the skin is not so dry and tense, you know
Okay.
yeah, but that's for the females. Are you interested in hearing what the men got to do?
Yes.
Because we like to where we have a female audience, so men don't do anything unless we make them. you know
Well, the men do a lot. So, and yeah, the men, they enjoy wearing something nice too. Maybe if it's just like some boxers or something. For men, you could put on some boxers with hearts, you know what I mean? Some silk satin looking ones, you know what I mean? In an effort to, just to show your love and attention. And, your buff body too, because men are certainly very sexy creatures. We love them.
That's true. See,
Yeah.
Dr.
So
Lord
if
is
you want to
married.
see those
I am
muscles,
single. See, I'm like single girls. All right. These men act up in these streets. Dr. Lord knows what she's talking about when it comes to maintaining a relationship. You see my ass, right?
yeah, you had to really try to to spice it up a bit. Some men get so they take the woman for granted.
Yeah.
And before I go on, I want to just say something that's on my mind when it comes to Valentine's Day and events, holidays that involve love and couples and family and stuff. People tend to get so anxious, that, oh, I don't have a Valentine. You have to pay attention to your mental health, because whether
That's
or not
true.
you have a Valentine, you ought to be loving yourself. You ought to always
Yes. Preach,
love.
Dr. Lord.
Yeah, you got to love yourself, first of all, and take good care of yourself. Buy yourself some roses because they smell good. You don't have to go out on Valentine's Day to buy them. You get them cheaper other times. So you take care of yourself. Buy yourself something, a nice nightgown.
That's
Something
so
that you
true.
feel nice. So adorn yourself. Take time with yourself so you can feel special. So
Yeah, and if you guys want flowers, you can get them from Costco. And if you get them like the week before, up to the week before, you get them for like $50. If you're buying it for yourself, who cares? Right?
Exactly. Trader
So
Joe's
you
got some
have to
cheap
love you
flowers
first.
too.
My mother would always say that you have to love you first before you expect anyone else to love you. So she's just speaking
Exactly.
about loving yourself. And if you don't have anyone, like please, this hotness, one minute I got someone, next minute I don't. I ain't tripping because I got me. I love me.
That's
Just
right.
Brandy loves herself. You have to love yourself because I mean, the pandemic has taught us anything. It taught us that, your own mental health is the most important thing.
That's right. And also being celibate is very empowering at this time and every time in history. It gives you strength. It really helps you to focus your energies. So, you don't have to, people, women especially, or men, it's really no need to get an anxiety attack because there's no Valentine. You attract what you put out there. So if you put out desperation, then you'll get anyone come here, take this old bunch of roses. They dead. But they not here. You know, you want roses, you
Yeah.
want a man here. So you don't want to put out that kind of energy. You want to really put out a confident, loving myself energy so that you can get a quality mate, you know, husband
Definitely.
or wife or fiance. You know what I mean? You want to confidence selves. So
Definitely.
that's one thing I wanted to mention, that it's okay to be single and it's okay to be celibate because you get stronger, more focused. You know, you can plan all sorts of stuff. So that should be a really good goal also, to be celibate.
And to love yourself, and to, I think that during the pandemic, I spent more time with my friends, like, like remember we had, like, we were working out, we did fit chicks, and I like leaned into my relationships with my girlfriend, and that made me feel stronger and more empowered. So it's sort of like, because they're like giving me life. And so it's not about, oh, I need a significant other. It's about, like you said, you need to be strong in yourself.
Exactly. And that will attract a really good mate, not just anyone come and go kind of person.
That's true. It's all about quality, not
Yes.
quantity.
Yes, and with sex, right, Brandy, is all about quality. You know, so you want to do the things that, you know, you get quality because, we all need to say that woo, okay? Because it helps our endorphins, it brings us to life, you know what I mean? So, there's different ways you can say woo, get that woo off. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Are you talking about masturbation, Dr. Lord?
Well, actually, I was talking about exercise.
Oh, okay.
Endorphins. She's talking
I'm
about
like, can you
endorphins.
clarify?
Yeah, but hey, if you need to say woo, you got to do what you got to do. Okay. So, especially if you're celibate, but exercise really does help you a lot with feeling good, feeding your body good energy and everything like that. And some men, they don't exercise. A lot of females are not exercising too, but a lot of men don't really exercise. And they don't really want to put in too much to I would say satisfying a woman. You know what I mean? And sometimes a lot of men, even young men, I have found in my line of work, they've come to me, they have problems. And these are young men, so if you're under 50 and you're having problems with maintaining a very strong uh, libido. So if you have some of those problems, you want to use different herbs that can really strengthen your manhood. Some herbs like that. There's an African herb that it's a root, is very, very strong, very powerful. So we recommend just a little, and that is called yohimbi. Now, yohimbi is good because, I've recommended it to a lot of people coming to the juice bar. And when they come to Mother Earth, they want that the male function tea. See, I make this male function tea. It's herbs, and you have to make it at home. But I can make it in the bottle too. But there's some yohimbi in there. There's some ashwagandha in there. Um, what else I have in here? Some ginkgo even is in here as well. So what these do is that they really help, to speed up the oxygen to all through the body, the
That's
oxygen, the circulation for the men. There's another herb though that is really helpful, and a lot of people don't know it, but it's called epizoti. Epizoti, also called semi-contra. We have it here at Mother Earth Juice Bar Cafe. But this herb is really good for a lot of different ailments. But it really does help the prostate, and it really helps with circulation. So when men use epizoti tea, and it tastes good too. When they drink it regularly, and they notice like a strong urine flow. You know what I mean? They notice like the circulation is going everywhere. The blood is going everywhere,
that's
all
really
over.
good.
Yeah, so
I
that
remember
this way they
once.
maintain some strong strength to the manhood. So this is important because, it's important for the men to feel good, mental health, you want to feel good. You don't want to feel like if for some reason, you can't perform. So people want to feel good about themselves mentally. So these are some things that the men can do.
You brought up a good point. I mean, the last time you were on, you were saying like after you eat, you should go for a walk, you know? And I started doing that and it really worked. But I think that if people, like you said, if you exercise more and you go for a walk, like if you just walk around, I mean, I know it's cold out, but that could also help, right? Like keeping yourself fit and active. That's why I like beet juice because it helps to circulate I know it's for the blood. It helps to circulate your blood.
Yes, most definitely the beet juice is good. Um, what else? You mean like what else we can use too in addition to beet juice?
To help people. I think that when you talked about your overall health, understand, like if you don't like to work out, that's going to affect your libido. You know, if you are like, oh, I don't like to work out, but sometimes you have to think about it like it's not about working out, like going to the gym. Like you could just go on a walk. And you said you like after people eat dinner, they just sit down and they just leave the fatness of it. You could go on a walk after dinner and that does help you.
It does, but right now it's so cold, and it's like you know, snowy outside and snow is on the ground. But that's a really good point, Vaughn. A walk is really good, especially if you go together and hold hands. If you go by yourself, it's good. You just, even if it's down the stairs to your building or if you have wherever you live, you want to take like a little walk and then, I practice this really interesting exercise and I call it flying because I always wanted to fly. When I was a kid, I always dreamt that I could fly. You two, you guys identify?
Yes, it is. I have dreams when I'm flying. Yes.
Yep.
So the exercise is really simple. You raise your hands and you stand up and you go on tippy toes and then you start flapping those arms. And then it's really, really good. You go tippy toe and then, it's really good. And then I wiggle my fingers with it and stuff. Then I go into goddess pose and stuff like that. These things you can actually do in your apartment. And
Yeah.
you would start feeling really good because the endorphins again, start hitting the brain, start popping in. Um, Also, I have a new drink. It's called the Power Shot. And I'm saying that because the Power Shot make you say, whoa! And you put on some music and people start breaking out and dances and stuff. It's just really an amazing thing. When you come Valentine's Day, I want you to try it because I'm going to videotape you doing the Power Shot, getting your woo on.
Getting my woo on. That's funny. You're very funny, Dr. Lord.
Cool. So thank you, Dr. Lord, for sharing some ways that we can move the heat from the kitchen into the bedroom and also like with ourselves as well. Like not only like is Valentine's Day for couples, is also a day to just
Yeah.
celebrate the love that we
Self-love.
have for ourselves. Yeah. And if you want to show us that the easy answer some love, we want to encourage you to check out our merchandise shop where you could purchase our t-shirts, our bags, our mugs, and
Yes.
our what else do we have over there? Yeah, you got to
We
check it
have
out.
reusable bags, and our hashtag is hashtag plant-based adjacent.
Yes, and plant-based adjacent is Vaughn's. She coined this term in order to inspire us to have two vegetables with every meal. It is the journey that she's on that has helped,
Yes,
regardless if you decide to fully adopt plant-based living. The goal is to get you to get more plants into your diet.
yes. And my beet juice is necessary, Dr. Lord.
Yes, I second that because that actually helps with libido. It actually helps to raise the estrogen levels in men and in women, but also for men, it helps them. Cruciferous veggies really, really good, brings up the estrogen balance. So definitely you want to do that. Also, there's a weed called horny goat weed. That also helps. That
Honey goat.
helps.
Yes.
So
Thank
you
you,
can get all these on the website. You can contact me, and that's motherearthjuice.com.
Cool. Well, as always, Dr. Lord, we love when you can come to the Easy Answer podcast and shed your natural solutions, your great energy, and all your wisdom and tips. So until next time, everybody, thanks for watching the Easy Answer podcast. Be easy.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.